Hello and welcome. You're viewing the Citizens Journalist podcast, Mesa County Compass, that brings you the news that you can use from a different point of view. I'm Ruth.
I'm Lisa.
And together we are Mesa County Compass. Our goal is to create an informed, current, active citizenry armed with the facts. We will be covering what's new to you, what it means to you, what you can do about it, and provide you access to the decision makers when we can. Good morning. This is Mesa County Compass with you today. We are here at the Mesa County Library with the School of Choice Fair. Today we are interviewing each of the schools that are represented, and right now we're speaking with Vanessa with Life Academy. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. Can you explain a little bit about what Life Academy is, what it represents, and why should we send our children to you?
Well, we are a private Christian school, which is, there's only a couple of us here in the Grand Valley. We've been here for over 40 years. We're off of 29 Road, north of Patterson. We teach a Christian curriculum, which is very rare. We teach real history, we teach cursive. We want to inspire, impact, and just make sure that our youth are getting the best education that they can.
Very nice. So what grades do you actually have at your school?
We start from K4 all the way through 12th grade.
Okay.
I have two boys that are students at Life Academy. They started in K4 and K5, and now they're going into 8th and 9th grade.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. That's exciting. How many students is Life Academy capable of holding?
We try not to have more than 15 students per classroom, and each classroom pretty much has 2 grades right now in the classroom. So we have a first and second grade class. Obviously, K4 and K5 are combined, third and fourth, fifth and sixth, and then they go into middle school starting in 7th grade. Okay. And the dynamics change a little bit, but we try not to get too far, up to about 120 students throughout the whole school.
Throughout the whole school. Very
Yes.
good, very good. So you're located where?
We are north of Patterson off of 29 Road.
Very good. And what curriculum do you teach? Do you teach something like ABECA or
Yes.
some other kind of Christian education?
Yes, we teach the ABECA curriculum. We find that it's Bible-based curriculum, and it tends to be a little bit more advanced when it comes to the language and the arithmetic. However, if we do have students that come in that struggle a little bit, we try to implement a little bit with the ACE to kind of fill in those gaps so that they can catch up with the rest of their class if needed.
Very good. Do you find students having a difficult time adjusting to Life Academy?
No. I feel like we have some programs in place that really help get them caught up if they do come in. We do have quite a few students that will come into our class and maybe they're a little bit farther behind or they've never done cursive before. However, we do our best to give them the tools that they need to get them with the rest of their
Love
class.
the idea that you're teaching cursive. That's become a lost art, if you will.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how can someone contact you if they would like to talk to you further about Life Academy and what it offers?
Well, they can look up Life Academy on, they can Google Life Academy and it will pop up. However, you can reach us at 970-462-7900, and you can call and set up any kind of time to come in for a tour.
Very good, very good. Now then, one last question is really quite critical. Do they have to belong to your church in order to go to your school?
No. Actually, the church and the school have separated, so the school stands by itself. and we're actually looking into the next 2 to 4 years to be able to purchase the whole building from the church that is in the building with us.
Very nice. Very
Yes.
nice. That's exciting.
It is very exciting.
Thank you, Vanessa, very much for your interview. We'll set this out so people can see what Life Academy is all about.
Thank you very much.
Hi, this is Mesa County Compass again, and now we're speaking with Kelly Turner, who's going to wear 2 hats today, and we're really excited. We interviewed her last year, and she has an amazing resource for kids with disabilities, different kinds of things, because she herself had a child that had some autism, was it?
Autism.
And so we want to talk about this first, resources that homeschooling families can have it to help them with their children, and what you do and how you do help. And I know you had things you could loan them and all sorts of stuff, so
Yes.
go for it.
So I run the Special Needs Resource Library. It's at my church, at Liberty Baptist Church up in the Redlands. My daughter Bailey is 20 now, and she has autism, and we homeschooled her. So when she graduated, we kept all of our material, SPED-specific type material. And folks are free to come from the community and check things out and try things and see what works for them. I'm also very involved in the community, plugging folks into things like the ARC, services for folks with disabilities, so they can come and get information about that. Also find out about waivers. We have a special event coming up on August 6th at Rocky Mountain Health Plans to help folks find out about waivers and services for folks with disabilities.
Okay, where is Rocky Mountain Health Plans? Where do they go? And what date is that?
That is August 6th. Let me get this paper.
Okay.
And their new building is at 2777 Crossroads Boulevard, 81506. And it'll be from 1 to 3, and you can go and talk with caseworkers, find out about services and waivers for things with folks with disabilities.
Okay, and is that a certain age group, or is that
All ages.
Okay, okay. And what do you do with the ARC? How is that helpful?
So the ARC is an advocacy agency that helps folks with disabilities, and they know all the things. So they can help folks who need help, really in all facets of disability. They can go to IEP meetings with kids in the district. They can get legal help for folks who need legal help, education. They're very, very helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then in yours, you told me before that your husband lets you have an office in the church.
Yes.
And
yeah.
so could people come visit you at the office, and that's how they get
Yes.
the resources? And is it only for autism, or do you have
No,
things
all
for
disabilities.
Okay.
All disabilities, they can come. We're at Liberty Baptist Church. My husband's the pastor there. And I have a room upstairs that's all fixed up and ready for folks to come and look at stuff and check things out.
So what kind of disabilities have you helped people with in the past?
So a lot of folks with autism, folks with learning differences, things like dyslexia. We've had some folks come in for vision impairment and get some help. We have some resources, some people we know who can help with that. But mostly learning academic type stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you, and I assume you do this for free, and do you have office hours that people need to reach
right
out?
now, I am by appointment, so people can reach out to me. I've been having hours on Mondays from 10 to noon for the summer, and then I have a job that I do in the fall, so it's more by appointment.
Okay.
in the
Okay. And do you
spring school
mind
year.
giving your contact info?
Yes, so you can, I have a card here at the table. Obviously, you can't see that, but you can reach me at kturneratc@outlook.com or 970-640-5365, and also at Western Colorado Special Needs Homeschoolers. It's a Facebook page.
Wow, that is really neat. Okay, let's move our hat over to this side.
Okay, okay.
Or is there anything here that you would like me to point out, or that you have as a resource, or any of these brochures?
These are just some agencies that I work with, some really great. So this is ABA Therapy, Behavioral Services, Patty Hoffman. She's amazing.
Nice.
This next one, that's Rose Willett. She was a teacher for many years. She does stuff with Erland's syndrome.
And I've never even heard of Erlins. What is that?
Erlins is a visual spatial situation, mostly with, they do things with different colored layovers that you put over your reading to help with your eyes. They have different color like lenses for your glasses that can help people read better. Really neat.
My gosh.
Neat thing.
Yeah. And then we're going to pick this one up.
Yeah, so they're at Moon Farm, Grand Valley Equine Assisted Learning Center, and they do take Medicaid and waiver and stuff, FSS waivers for Strive and not MDS, Rocky Mountain Health Plans. So it's horse therapy for kids. So
Nice.
Yeah. So
And if there's more you want to say about it.
yeah, no, there's all different.
Okay, I'm just going through here because people may not know, well, what would I need to pick up?
So Roots is a host home for adults that have disabilities that need to live in a host home and have 24-hour care. They do some good work there.
Okay,
Roots.
nice.
Okay.
And we'll take one of each of these if you have them, and then if people that are listening to the podcast, you'd like to have us give you more information on any of these, let us know.
Yeah. Respite Essentials, they provide respite care for children who have disabilities. I also take Medicaid and FSS supporting, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
So they do respite care.
Okay.
Give parents a break.
Nice. And they do need a break. I mean, you wear out the caregiver.
And then Center for Independence. So I have several of their flyers. They do low vision and blind services. They do housing things. They do all kinds of stuff. They help you, give you support for Social Security, getting on benefits for that. CFI is doing some good things. They're downtown. Been there a long time. So
Nice. I love that.
yeah, that's also CFI.
CFI,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
several. Adapted Heroes is a new organization. They are really great. They do field trips. They have bought this giant bus that is ADA, that people with wheelchairs and things can get on it, and they take field trips. They do Christmas light tours and all kinds of fun things for folks with disabilities.
Nice,
So-
nice. Look, we've got two more.
That's Center for CFI, and then SWAP is School to Work Alliance program. They are at the Career Center up at on 29 and Half Road. They work with Division of Vocational Rehab to help folks with job coaching and interviewing skills. They work with Workforce Center, so that's more preparing for jobs.
Okay.
SWAP.
Okay. And anything else we should see over here? We might. She has a wonderful workbook that we took pictures of before, but we might come back to that. But the other hat you wear is over here at Ascent Academy, and that started here last year, right?
Yeah, we're going in our second year.
And have you upped the grades? So is it now going through
so
ninth?
now we'll have ninth grade. We were K through 8, and we added ninth this year, so that'll be new for us, high school. So
That's really exciting. Now on Ascent, it also is a charter school, right? So there is
State
no
charter.
charge for a charter school. It is not exactly, it's not sanctioned through the district, so you're not approved through the district, but you're approved through the state. And I know that there was a big fight on using the Hillsdale curriculum
Yes.
still. So kind of explain Ascent, the classical education, how that's different from regular public education or the courses you would take, and what your philosophy is and how it's taught and how many kids you have and blah blah blah.
So we're K through 9 this year. We're Hillsdale College School, so we use their curriculum. Hillsdale is a college in Michigan, and it's a more conservative minded school. It started as a Christian school, but we use core knowledge, good curriculum, Singapore math, Orton Gillingham English and stuff for the little kids, and we're adding 200 new students this year, so we're growing quite a bit.
Wow.
We use a lot of the great books, which is more traditional classical type books, so some really good stuff over there. More uniforms, wear uniforms because it's classical schools. So
I know I went to spent a year in Australia in a public school, but they all wore uniforms, and they said that it takes away the distraction of everybody being different social economic classes, and if everybody's wearing the same thing,
Right.
And it was more conservative too, and
yeah,
But
so it's a good option.
it
So we get
is.
some
It
good
is.
folks.
And you don't have to decide what to wear in the morning.
Exactly.
Keeps you going.
Exactly.
Now, where is it located?
We are at 545 31 Road, so up real close to Central High School, on that end, Fruitvale area.
And you said you added 200 students, so are you now around 500? Is that?
Around 500, yep.
And you're capped at that? And
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what grade do you teach? What level?
I was in kinder this year as a TA, and I'll be moving to second grade this year.
Oh, fun.
So.
And what's the student-teacher ratio?
Right now we can go up to 30, but we haven't had quite that many, so it's like the 23 to 25 range for.
That's very nice.
Yeah, and K through 2 each has a TA in each room, an aide, and then 3, 4, and 5 have one per grade level.
Nice.
Helper.
Nice. That is very helpful because you can do more and you can be with more. What else can you tell us about Ascent? Because I was really excited. We met the person that came in and started the administration, and you have a new administrator this year, right? Or is she the same one?
I don't think we have any new admins.
Okay.
They might be shifting roles a little bit, but
Okay.
Carissa Drake is our headmaster, and she came to us from Tempe Prep in Arizona, and she's great. And we have some really good folks. So good things
And
happen.
what are your admission policies? How does somebody get admitted to Ascent?
Right. So we have flyers here that
Okay.
have the information. So the website is there. And you can call and talk to, we have a registrar and we have front office people that can hook you to the right people. So yeah, and we are 5 days a week, so we stick to district schedule pretty much.
Do you have a half day or is it
No,
5 full days?
No, it's 5 full days.
I think
yep.
parents like that.
Yeah, for working parents
Right,
it works pretty well. So
right.
yeah.
Well, I know it's a wonderful school, and I know it's
Yeah,
a
we're
wonderful
excited.
option, and I love it that they have that here. So we appreciate your time, Kelly.
Thank you.
And we will see if we get any responses for that.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you.
Okay, we are here now with Lori. She is representing Christian Home Educators, and CHEC is the acronym for it, CHC. She's got lots of information here on the table. One more time around so everybody gets everything. I did make an error when I was commenting. It is Christian Home Educators of Colorado, CHEC. There's a lot of information here. It's all homeschooling. Lori, give us a little information about this organization and why it's really good for your children.
This is just an organization that encourages and supports homeschooling in the state. Everything is free. It just provides information about Colorado law, lots of articles. There's a free magazine we can distribute to people.
Okay, very good, very good. So you do support for the homeschoolers. How much support do you give? What kind of support do you give? Do you give the academic support? Do you give
Curriculum support? Do you provide curriculum?
No, they can recommend curriculum, a lot of website information, a lot about homeschool law in Colorado. You can call and ask questions at any time. They have seminars. A lot of their things are over in Denver, but they will send information over to us also.
Okay, so do you have an office that we can go to or anybody can go to that will allow them to get in touch with you?
Just through Denver, through their
Okay.
office, through the phone, website, online.
Give us the phone number if you have it and the website.
The website is chec.org. I don't know the phone number offhand.
Okay, very good. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us about this organization?
Just that they really provide a lot of information.
is there information at the Basil Knight Center? I know that's where, when I was trying to homeschool my grandson, that's where I finally wound up going to find out anything about homeschooling, and that was several years ago. So I didn't know whether they still had any contact there or not.
No, because it's a Christian organization, the school district is not involved.
Doesn't get involved.
We
All right.
provide things so that people don't have to go through the school district if they prefer not to.
Excellent, excellent. All right, thank you, Lori, very much for your information. We do appreciate it.
Yep, there we go.
There we go.
This is Evan Hunt, and he is the new principal at Caprock Academy, which is another school of choice that you can have that is outside the district, but you are under the district purview still.
Not really. No,
Not really.
no.
How did you change?
So we're exclusively independent,
Now,
but we are a K-12 public school of choice, and so obviously families that pay taxes in Grand Junction do qualify to go to our school, but we're not directly linked to District 51. We are purely independent.
okay, and in being purely independent, so is your charter strictly from the state, or are you a charter school?
So we're accredited by a group called CSI, our Charter Schools Institute, out of Denver. And so they got somewhere between 50 and 60 schools all throughout Colorado that they govern, so to speak.
Oh, and has this changed from how they were governed before?
Ever since I've been there, and I think I don't know off the top of my head exactly when, but I think they've been independent from day one.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Oh, no.
We opened our doors for the first time in 2007.
Okay. And it does go K through 12.
We're K through 12.
And you just moved here, so where did you move from, and what did you do there before you came here?
So I moved here from Colorado Springs. My parents and my dad still lives out in Colorado Springs on the Front Range, but I moved here most recently from Madison, Wisconsin.
Whoa.
And I was overseas in both China and Mexico City for 15 years.
Wow. Doing what?
I was working at the American School.
Okay.
Anywhere there's a U.S. embassy in the world, there's an American school.
Okay. Now, Caprock, how are they different from, if I went to Caprock as opposed to going to a district school, what would I see is different?
Well, I think probably the biggest difference that you would see is this commitment to classical education. You know,
Okay.
and so we teach Latin, we teach Socratic discussions. We have a little bit more of a classical approach when it comes to learning. We use the Singapore math model, but we also use the core knowledge curriculum model as well too. And so you'll probably see smaller classroom sizes, teachers with a little bit more attention to detail, more personalized attention. You'd see a uniform. You'd see a lot more of those sort of classical values that you see, perhaps you would have seen in a school 20 years ago.
Okay. Okay. And in classical education, the Socratic method, why do you think that's superior to how a public school would teach?
Well, I think it comes down to deeper thinking, you know, critical thinking, having open conversations, using words like rhetoric to describe how students think and how they learn, and just really building that more of a facilitator relationship, especially at the high school level, between teachers and students.
How about classroom discipline? Is it different than a public school, would you say, in terms?
We're probably a little bit more hands-on than a public school would be. You know, we really do believe in character development. It's in our motto, character, accountability, academics. It's virtues that we live by every single day, modeling good behavior, having high expectations, and being very clear and kind with students about what we expect out of them.
Good, good. How many students go to Caprock?
So
and
we
what's your cap at Caprock?
We currently have about 950 students.
That's a
We
bunch.
probably could accommodate somewhere in the neighborhood of about 980, but we do have a very healthy wait list, especially at the kindergarten level. We use that lottery system.
Okay, okay.
So we do have space at some of the older grades, but you know, obviously the sooner you can put your name in the lottery and the sooner you can let us know that you want a spot at Caprock, the better chances you have of us finding a space for you.
So right now you have no opening.
We've got very few openings at the kindergarten level. As we go up in grade level, there's a little bit more space, but especially at those younger grade levels, you better put your name in the hat relatively quickly.
And I know several people that have gone all the way through Caprock.
Right.
And parents usually, once they get in, that's what they want to do. So what about your science programs? What would the district, I'm just playing the devil's advocate
Sure.
here, what would the district say are the shortcomings of your type of education?
What would they say the shortcomings of our education is? Well, we don't have football for starters.
Okay.
We don't have a cafeteria on campus currently, so everybody does eat lunch in their classrooms. We don't offer busing. So part of what the biggest trade-off with our school is if you're a very engaged parent and you want access to the classrooms, you want access to teachers, you want access to what we're doing on campus on a regular basis, you'll be very happy with us.
Right.
I don't think the public school can compete with that on that level. But obviously, if you're somebody that depends on busing and you don't want your child in a uniform, you'd probably be a little bit disappointed with us.
So what about your, you talked about your Singapore math, but what about your science programs and other academics? Do you feel equally strong in all the science and math?
Absolutely. We're looking at obviously upgrading our science lab at the high school level. We could be doing some more chemistry experiments. We just recently hired a new computer literacy coach and teacher, and so we're making that transition. We're seeing a little bit more computer on campus, but at the end of the day, a lot of our families have expressed to us very clearly that they don't want their child on screens a lot. We don't have cell phones in classrooms. We don't allow the smartwatches, and I think it was very telling. We haven't had that at our school for numerous years, and then finally District 51 made that shift just recently this summer, and so we felt like we were very much ahead of the curve in that area.
Well, you were, but I know district policies are oftentimes they're more worried about litigation that they might receive.
Understandable.
But is that something that you're kind of shielded from, being the type of school that you are, so that if and usually their things come from California. Well, California had a lawsuit that said we can't do this, so out of an abundance of caution, we won't prohibit cell phones until somebody says it's okay.
I do think because we're independent, we're not directly linked to the district, I do think we probably have a little bit more latitude to make decisions that we feel are in the best interest of our community. Obviously, we still fall under state guidelines, and we are still a Colorado school, and so we do take the CMAS testing, we do all the STARS testing as well too, and so we probably do have a little bit more latitude when it comes to making decisions that are influenced by California.
Right. Not by Colorado. Well, probably by Colorado too.
Right, both.
Yeah. So
Earth.
How do you choose?
United States.
Yeah. How do you choose your teachers? What are their credentials?
So most of our teachers are licensed, but we are able to consider teachers that aren't licensed, and that does make us a little bit different than the district. We do try to hire people that do have a background and a bachelor's degree in the discipline in which they're going to teach. So if they have a bachelor's in history, they're going to teach history. If they have a bachelor's in English, they're going to teach English. And then we try to encourage them to get licensed as quickly as possible and get in that praxis program.
So would you say that your pay for the teachers is similar, or do you find that teachers are more willing to work at your school for less pay, or does it make a difference since you are independent but chartered in terms of their pay? Does it come from the state?
So all of our funding comes a per pupil rate. So we get a fixed price from the state depending on how many children we have in the seats on any given year, and that's where we build our budget from.
Okay.
So we don't charge tuition, but it is sort of a tuition-based model because that's what our operating budget looks like. I would say our salaries are very close to district level, but not quite at the same level. Obviously, their resources are different than ours.
Right.
But we find oftentimes that teachers that have worked in the public sector do gravitate towards us for those smaller classroom sizes, more engaged parents, sometimes less discipline issues that they're seeing elsewhere. So a little bit of a discount, but I think they're given a better quality of experience as a result.
Okay, well, I would do that too. My first teaching job was in a private school, so
Sure.
a very expensive private school, so everybody's going.
Where was that at?
Well, it was in Oklahoma City.
Oh,
it
yes.
Was, in a private Catholic school where all of the teachers were driving Volkswagen Beetles and the kids were driving Lexus.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Well, we certainly don't have that at Caprock.
No. So how does one go about applying?
So you go onto our website, you click on the link like Enroll Now, and it'll take you to the documents that you need. We bring you to campus, you fill out some paperwork. We do some diagnostic testing, especially with the children in the older grades, to see where their placement looks, and we go from there.
Is it difficult for a child to transition, do you think, from public education to Caprock?
I wouldn't think so. I think our children would actually probably struggle more going back into the public school.
Oh, yeah.
Just because they're so used to tender love and care, they're so used to personalized attention. I think a student that definitely feels comforted our school might fall through the cracks a little bit in a larger public school. I mean, even though we're 950, we're K-12, so I think we're both big and small.
Right. Well, anything else you think we should know about Caprock or?
Just that we're on the west side of the city. We're located conveniently between the Mesa Mall and I-70, the 24 road exit, and
Yep.
we're very easy to find.
Yes. Okay, 2 more questions.
Yes, ma'am.
One is, you said we don't have football. But what do you have for
Yep.
students to do activity-wise?
So we've got a very extensive extracurricular activities program. We do participate in athletics at the soccer level, volleyball level. Our track team is very good, even though we don't physically have a track on campus. They did well at state. I think they placed 6th out of the state meet out in Denver this last June. Cross country is very popular. And then we have a full theater program. We do the arts, obviously, and so we've got lots of extracurricular activities going on campus on a regular basis.
Okay. And what about if somebody has special needs? Say a child is autistic or learning disabled in some other way,
We have a very
dyslexic?
we have a very robust special education department. We have 3 case managers currently on staff with us, director of student support. We do the paraprofessionals and speech pathology.
Wow. You've got it all.
We
It's
do. We do our very best.
A great place to go to school.
Absolutely.
All right.
I couldn't recommend it better, and I'd be perfectly comfortable sending my own children there.
That's a good recommendation.
Absolutely.
So how old are your children?
So I've got a 20-year-old daughter who's a junior in college now out in Connecticut, and my son is going to be a senior in high school. He also lives out in Connecticut.
Oh,
So
okay.
20 and 17.
Wow. Well, you've been listening to Mesa County Compass. This is the facts as we see them, the truth as we know it. You decide.